Hello everyone, welcome back to our second week of Let's Talk Science. This time we're going to be using our STEM activity booklet, and I'm going to be showing you which one we do. So what you want to do is you want to open this booklet up, and it is full of fun science things as well as activities, and a little bit of information on, Chris Hadfield, the probably one of the most common Canadian astronauts. Some of you have probably seen his videos where he makes like a burrito in space on YouTube, I'm sure. But what we're going to do is we're going to be doing the grabber hand challenge on page 4. And what we're going to need for this is we're going to need a piece of paper, like so. Okay. Pair of scissors. This real long boy of string. Okay. Then we're going to need 2, 3, 4, 5 straws. And our tape. Make sure you grab the stiffer cardboard. And so, you can follow along with this video and the written tutorials. I don't need them, so I'm just going to go off. And sorry, you're also gonna need a pen. Forgot to grab one of those. So, very basic. What you're going to do is put out your hand like this on the piece of paper and trace it out. And what we're going to do is this experiment is going to show you how the human hand works. And let me tell you, it is very interesting how we can move our hands and grab things. It's also kind of gross. Okay, got my hand, cut it out. Alright, and boom, my hand is cut out. Now, to make life a little easier, what I want you to do is I used my left hand. I'm going to put this on my left hand. I'm going to kind of squeeze my hand in just a bit like this, okay? So the fingers bend. Now the fingers have that slight bend like they do in a real hand. See, my fingers aren't like this, or like this, they're like this. Okay, next. What I want you to do is I want you to look at each of your fingers and kind of feel them, because there are bone segments in there. So, I got one there, I got one here, and then I got my palm. Okay, so I got 2 of my thumb. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your straw. Let's open this bad boy up. Oh, please don't be a bendy straw, because that would not work. Okay, perfect. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of judge how big each of these bones are. I'm gonna cut straws to be similar sizes. Okay. Alright, so I got one there. It's kind of hard to see, but let's do that right there. Okay, so I got 2 straws, 2 pieces of straws. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tape them where I believe they would be on my paper hand. There's one. And oh, I cut this one a little too big, but that's okay. We'll just nip it down a little bit. They don't have to be perfect, but try and make sure the straws are fairly aligned with one another. Okay. Also, do not tape them too far down that there's no hole. Okay, like you gotta make sure that there's a hole that you down. Okay. Wonderful. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna do this to all other fingers, but if you look at your index finger here, this one, your pointer, you're gonna feel 1 bone, 2 bone, 3 bones. And all your other fingers, barring your thumb, have 3 joints, and that's how they curl like that. See, the thumb doesn't really curl. It just kind of goes in. These ones curl. So you're going to need 3 for each of them. Okay, and they're going to be of varying lengths. Now I got all, oh, it's so hard to see. Now I got all my clear strings at the top. I just need 2 more segments for each of them. To make this work, all you have to do is make sure that there's a little bit of space in between each segment. So actually, I like giving me clear straws and white paper. So let's look at my index. So right here, this is the line. You see that black line, right? That's where one joint is, the tip. Now if I leave about that much room, and then for this one, if I leave about that much room, and you're gonna wanna make sure that there's nothing at the edge of the finger. So I'm gonna draw another quick line. Make sure there's no straws going past where each of your fingers are, right? Like make sure that there's always a space in between them. It could be a little gap. Make sure there's space, and make sure there's enough room that 3 of them can fit in there. So as we see here, I have enough room for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Make sure none of them go over that line, because that is where we're going to be putting our other bones. Alright, now, as you can see, get this in the light so you guys can see it better. Where's that light shot? That's just blinding. That's kind of blinding. So, as you can see here, I got all 14, wow, math's hard, guys. All 14 segments put on, but we're almost done. Next, I want you to feel your hand, or let's see if I can, perfect, I'll show you right here. You see on my hand right here, you can see those 3 little ridges. Well, those little ridges are bones, and you have 5 of them for each finger that go down. And we're gonna have to simulate those as well, because you're going to need them. So, basically what you wanna do is you wanna cut, I would say, about that sized straws, and we're going to tape them in the palm area. Okay. 3 more of them. They can be longer, they can be shorter, as long as they're basically longer than the segments, this will work. Okay. That don't make them super. Actually. So, you can see all of my strings are in. Make sure they do not touch your segments up here. Let me actually cut. Okay, boom. All of our segments are now completed. Let me see if I can draw where they are for you so everyone can see them a little bit better. Oh, perfect. You can see where they are from these black lines. Make sure they're all kind of pointing towards the central point where your wrist would be. And finally, we're going to take some string, our string, and we are going to measure each string from the tip of the finger all the way down to, I would say, a point like that. So the point right there. So that's where you want the string to start, and the string ends at the tip of the finger. A little bit past that, probably. Hopefully, I have enough string. If you have larger hands, you might not have enough string. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to send the string through all the straws for each segment of your finger. Try and get weasel its way down there. Oops, but not too far down that you'll lose on the other end. So keep a little bit sticking off, and then what we're going to want to do is we're going to tape that down to like the back of the finger. And now a quick demonstration. If I pull the string, the finger closes. Ain't that super interesting? Alright, so we're gonna do that for the next few fingers. Give more than you need, just in case. Because you don't want them tight. Because if they're tight, that means you're closing your fingers, basically. Voila, I have it through my index finger. Now I'm just going to quickly tape the end of my finger. And we can see it again. Now if we grab both the strings and pull, my hand starts closing. I'm going to show you again. Basically measure it so that we have a little bit over the finger and a little bit under here. Then give it a quick little snip. Hopefully you have better scissors than me, because that takes a while. So, judging by how much string I got left, you can even be more liberal than I am with it. Put a little bit more string. Just make sure you got that both those ends have enough string for them. If it helps, tape the end of the string down on the finger before you send it through all the other straws. That way you will never lose it inside your first straw. Okay. And voila, just like that, all 5 of my fingers are down. And now then, I made the thumb one a bit too short, but for this sake, it should be fine. So now then, if I grab all 5 strings, like so, I hold it, like so, and I pull, as long as the tape holds up, the hand starts to close. And this is basically what happens in your real hand. You have these things called tendons that run all the way down your hand. And when I want to close my hand, my muscles here pull, the muscles right here pull the tendons, and they close. Why is this useful? Understanding this concept, we can create like robot hands that can, like, you know, either pick stuff up for us or use as prosthetics. And we can, you know, help people by understanding how our fingers work. And it's kind of fun. So pull and move a hand. Anyways, that has been the Grabber Hand Challenge. Thank you so much for coming with me. And I'll see you in the next activity.